Meditation and Spiritual Life, Swami Yatishwarananda. Karma Yoga. First of all comes Karma Yoga. Here, the main emphasis is on detaching the will from the result of action. Result of action, karma phala, detaching the will from the karma phala. Okay, this is what is called working without motive. This is not as easy as many people imagine. It requires tremendous willpower, but there is an easier way of detaching oneself from the fruit of one's actions, that is to surrender the fruit at the feet of the Lord. You know the most sublime line at the very beginning of the Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyan jagat. That is, all that is changeful in this world is to be covered by God. The whole world belongs to God. Realizing this, one should give up every form of desire. The Lord gave and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord, said Job, a Hebrew sage of the Old Testament, when he was subjected to severe trials and sufferings. When the mind gets purified through detachment and self-surrender, the Atman within slowly begins to shine forth. So simply, Karma Yoga is doing karma without seeking the fruit of the karma that I am doing. Easiest way, what Maharaj is suggesting, is understanding that it is all God's. So the world belongs to God. So I belong to God. Whatever I am doing is God's. The result, if it is good, is God's. If it is not good, it's God. I just do the work and keep in my mind the Lord God. In my mind, if I have the end in my view, the fruits in my view, then I am not thinking of God. So my work is to be meditating on God through action. So my action is active meditation, so to say. Now let's see what's Raj Yoga. Then comes the path of meditation or Raj Yoga. Here the main struggle is to prevent thoughts about sense objects. So Karma Yoga it can be said as meditation through action. Here Raj Yoga is it's direct control of the mind. Let's see. Here the main struggle is to prevent thoughts, the vrittis, about sense objects from arising in the mind, and make the mind flow along higher channels. Controlling thoughts about sense objects arising in the mind is Raj Yoga. Okay. For the vast majority of people, this is simply an impossible feat. To attempt it without previous preparation may bring tremendous reactions. Hence, Patanjali, the chief exponent of this path, has made it a graded series. First of all comes Yama, then Niyama, that is moral disciplines, general and individual, one should practice at all times: non injury, truthfulness, chastity, non covetousness, and non dependence on others. So these are all yama. Learn to stand on your own feet. Practice cleanliness and contentment. Read and think deeply and assimilate the ideas. Surrender everything to God, the teacher of all teachers. After attaining success in all these, one may practice sitting in a particular posture, niyama, and learn to control one's breath. Yama, niyama. No. So this becomes asana, the third one, and then pranayama. After attaining success in all these, yama and niyama, one may practice sitting in a particular posture, that is asana, and learn to control one's breath, which means control of the flow of cosmic energy in the body and the mind. This is called pranayama. Some people give excessive importance to this but are often unable to handle the forces playing within them because yama, moral conducts, niyama, asana, we have not practiced. The result may be temporary or even permanent unsettlement of the brain. We get mad permanently or temporarily. Patanjali gives only a minor role to pranayama in the scheme of spiritual life. The next two steps in Raj Yoga are withdrawal of the senses from the external objects. It's a natural progression actually. And fixing the mind on some spiritual idea. When this inner concentration deepens, one realizes oneself as the Purusha or self. So, in short, Raj Yoga is the control of the thoughts about sense objects in the mind. So, uh, now once I'm controlling my mind from habitually thinking about sense objects, anything of the world outside is sense objects, and then developing such a mind, strong mind through yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, with the strength developed through these, use the mind's energy and fix it on some spiritual idea that aham brahmasmi or tattvamasi or any spiritual ideal. So that is what Raj Yoga is. One clear indication, pranayama. It has become a fad that Raj Yoga means pranayama and this and that is just a minor portion. We forget the end, which is fixing the mind on something spiritual. Third is Bhakti Yoga. The third path is Bhakti Yoga. Here also there is need for discipline, but the main emphasis on giving a Godward turn to one's impulses. Beautiful way explained by Ramakrishna Dev. If you're angry, be angry on God. If you are so, whatever emotions, turn it towards God. The main emphasis is on giving a Godward turn to our impulses. Attachment to the world should be changed to love for God. There was an example that one lady was so attached to her newborn nephew. So Thakur told Ramakrishna, that's good. You see the Bala Gopala in that nephew and do everything. She came with a perturbed mind that day and night is only engaged with her young nephew. She's not getting time for God. Thakur told, combine it. Think you're serving the Bala Gopala. Now, attachment to the world should be changed to love for God. So, its attachment is giving a Godward direction. Hatred should be replaced by renunciation. Okay, hatred should be replaced by renunciation. Suppose I hate something, or if I like something, so attachment is like it should be okay. Godward turn. Hatred for something I can practice tyaga. Suppose I hate this person, suppose. So I should renounce all those thoughts, maybe. Fear should be replaced by self surrender to the divine. This is simple. Suppose I'm afraid of somebody, I'll invoke the divine and I'll surrender that you lead the path. Now, if I'm hating some person, it should be replaced by renunciation. Yeah. So, hatred means I'm attached to something. So, renounce and then hatred will be dropped naturally. So, it's a constant reminder that if hatred is coming, that means I'm attached to something. It may be good, it may be bad. More often than not, it is good. So it's better to renounce because hatred is not good. Now, along with that, one should constantly remember the Lord. So these are the practices of in Bhakti Yoga. If there is attachment, if there is hatred, if there is fear, it should have a Godward turn. But the main emphasis, along with that, one should constantly remember the Lord. So the mind should be basically be occupied with the thought of God, but attachment, hatred, fear, and different emotions come, impulses come, it should be replaced by different things which help us give give the mind a Godward turn. For this, the devotee takes the help of sound syllables called mantras. How do I remember the Lord? First is mantras. Mantras are short, mystical formulas. Then there are hymns and devotional songs which are longer. So, hymns, stotras, music is another. First is mantras, sounds, symbols. Then is music, stotras. There can be Leela Chintana also. Like in Bhagavata, when I read it, I am devoting that time of my life to think to the thought of God. So that is another remembrance. With the help of all these, the devotee must think of the Lord constantly. Then pilgrimage also, you see, it's if it is helping me remember the Lord, then it makes sense. With the help of all these, the devotee must think of the Lord constantly, then through His grace. So it is only through His grace, my devotion, my sadhanas, my remembrance, they are means, but only through His grace. Shankaracharya, the propounder of Advaita Vedanta, the establisher of the Advaita Vedanta Mat, he also in Gita says it is only through grace we can, through jnana, do vichara, but the ultimate door will be opened through the grace of the Lord. He overcomes all the obstacles in spiritual life and gets his vision. The last one, Jnana Yoga. When we come to Jnana Yoga, we find that a higher standard of morality, a higher qualification is demanded of the aspirant to embark on the spiritual adventure called self realization. What it means is adhikari. If you are adhikari, then only you can embark on the path of Jnana Yoga. A person who is assuaged, disturbed, perturbed by all the sense problems, mind is lethargic, karma he is not interested, full of tamas, such person are not entitled to embark on the journey of Jnana Yoga. A high standard, very high standard of morality and such higher qualifications, adhikari, is demanded, beautiful word, of the aspirant to embark on the spiritual adventure called self-realization. So, yeah, if you are such highly qualified, you see everything as a dream. The world is a myth, a mirage. So it's like an adventure. You're not attached. So he should be self controlled, must have infinite patience and faith, and must be able to practice concentration. He should be able to discriminate between real and unreal. Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka, and should be able to give up all desires for enjoyment here and hereafter. Iha Amutra Phala Bhoga Raga Viraga is there in the book Vedanta Sar of Sadananda Yogendra, by the way. The Adhikari, the definition of Adhikari, that's what is translated here. Finally, he must have mumukshutvam, that is tremendous longing to be free. So Jnana Yoga is not for doing debates and all those things. Tremendous, intense longing to be free from all limitations. That is the fulcrum. It is not very easy to have all this. If we don't have all this, then it's not Jnana Yoga actually, it's something else. If mumukshutvam is missing, that burning desire to be free, and for that I am doing this uh, discrimination. Okay, Jnana is not book knowledge. The Upanishads speak of two kinds of vidya: apara or lower, and para, superior. Apara vidya is that which one gets through sense perception and inference. Reading comes under this. Para vidya is direct intuitive experience of the ultimate reality. So para vidya it cannot be spoken or read. It is direct experience. The whole aim of Jnana Yoga is to gain this super conscious experience. So, acha, not indulging in hair splitting arguments about philosophical points as it often becomes. So, that's the roadblock. It starts from Appara, where we begin to discriminate what is real, what is unreal, and different schools of thought. It leads us, but the ultimate is Paravidya, where we get direct intuitive experience. For that, all those high morality, concentration, self control, and most importantly, desire, intense desire for liberation should be there. Then only we'll be safeguarded from all these diversions, hair splitting arguments. One begins with Shravana, that is reading or hearing from a guru about spiritual truths. Shravana, that is hearing about it or reading from a book or from a guru about the spiritual truths, the realizations of the rishis. These truths have been aphoristically expressed in the four great Mahavakyas of the Upanishads. Am Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, and two more. These truths have been aphoristically expressed in the four great Mahavakyas of the Upanishads. But one should not stop with hearing alone. Okay, I'm reading about it, I'm hearing it. So, what is the next step? One should think deeply on what one hears until a deep conviction. So, this word is conviction about the nature of the truth and the possibility of attaining it is gained. So, I'm listening, I'm reading about it, and I'm just thinking superficially when I'm reading, and so that is Shravana. But um, each line which I'm reading, am I doing manana? That is, am I deeply thinking? Am I correlating? Am I connecting? Am I able to slowly develop a deep conviction about what I'm reading, about the nature of truth, about the possibility of attaining the truth? So, that conviction, once I am getting, when it is actually, when I'm experiencing the conviction that yes, it is, so that level is called manana. That process is called manana. Very often, people never do this. Even about ordinary things they read. They just read. I'm reminded of a story. A teenage girl was invited to dinner and she was sitting by the side of an eminent astronomer. His prepossessing appearance attracted the girl a little, and so she asked him, "What is the profession you are following?" In a humble way, he said, "I study astronomy." The girl was disappointed. She thought of the venerable looking gentleman would give a better answer. She said, "What, at this age you are still studying astronomy? I finished my astronomy last year." Her knowledge of astronomy had ended with the reading of a few books. After Manana, where reading Shravana, Manana, after Manana, what comes is Nididhyasana. By this is meant a higher form of meditation. So, Manana is deeply thinking about it. Meditation, of course, it is. Manana also. And deeply thinking, meditating on it, we get a deep conviction. But what is Nididhyasana? It means a higher form of meditation where it is not just deep thinking about it, meditating and thinking. No, it is much higher, which is a direct inquiry into the nature of the self. So, this is something unique. I'm just not reading and thinking deeply about it. It is direct inquiry into the nature of the self. It is actually a deep inner search. So, Nididhyasana means you now interpret and start looking and searching for it in your day to day life, inside and outside, a deep inquiry. So, you see, this becomes clear that I read a line, sentence, a shloka, a mantra, a thought. So I am thinking about it, I'm getting a deep conviction about it. But now, is it rolling down my day, my night? And I am trying to analyze my day to day activities, actions, mental and physical, and trying to be do research, try to get a am I trying to inquire about it? It is actually a deep inner search for the reality by the process of neti neti, not this, not this. So if I understand, okay, I am not the body and the mind. So neti, naiti, not the body, not the mind. So what am I? Am I the memory? Am I the thoughts? Am I the feelings? So am I this? Am I that? Um, I'm deeply engrossed in some attachment or hatred. Then, okay, the mind is part of it. Then what am I there? Where am I there existing? So, this is not just manana. Manana is manana of that thought to get a deep conviction. Nididhyasana is actually practicing that in a way, using those thoughts and applying in my life deep inquiry.